welcome back to another Try This. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Leslie, and today we are at Touchstone Farms.
Touchstone Farm is family owned and operated, and we're going to go in and meet the family and some of their animals.
Let's go learn about some animal care. So we're here with Jill and her daughter,
Brenna,
at Touchstone Farms. So Jill, tell us a little bit about the farm.
we've been here for just over 6 years now. We have a variety of different animals: goats, sheep, horses, ponies, miniature horses, rabbits, ducks. We've got 2 pigs who are inside today because it's just a little too cold. We have a hedgehog. Am I missing anybody?
Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs, 3 dogs and 1 cat.
And you also just recently got a famous chicken?
Timbit. She was found wandering the Tim Hortons parking lot in Woodstock. A realtor happened to see her and managed to catch her and put her in her car, and so she ended up here. And her owner said that if we wanted to keep her, we could, so we did. She's fabulous. So she went with us last week. We visited a seniors residence, and she came with us, and she was a wonderful little chicken ambassador. And just rode around in her basket like she was the queen of the world. It was pretty cool.
It's awesome.
She sounds like a fun addition to your crew here.
She's one of the quieter ones, which is nice. She's in the house right now. She has her own little suite. She hangs out in there, and she's happy and warm and yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty good life for a chicken, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we are very excited to meet the crew on the farm here
Absolutely.
and meet some animals. So let's jump right into it and learn about some animal care.
Absolutely. Let's grab our snacks and off we go.
All right, Jill, do you want to introduce us to your crew?
Absolutely. So we have Wilson. Hi, buddy. Wilson is 3 years old. He is a pygmy goat, and he's just my buddy. In the back over there, we have Teddy. He's our other goat, one of our other goats. He is in with Parker, and then we have all of our girl sheep on the other side there, with the exception of Gordy. He's not a girl, but he's still in with his mom for right now, and then he'll get moved back over anytime now, actually, is the plan. But yeah. Wilson is dying for a snack, though. Do you guys want to feed him?
Absolutely, yeah.
Here, grab a couple.
What kind of snacks do the goats like to eat?
Everything.
A little bit of everything? Okay.
They really like the stuff they shouldn't eat the best.
Okay, fair enough.
Like your shirt. So what they're having right now is just shredded wheat. Shredded wheat, Weetabix, anything like that is pretty harmless, and they absolutely love it. He is a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
He will eat a lot. But he's very good about it. Wilson knows how to walk on a leash. He has done therapy visits with us. And yeah, he loves car rides. He loves the drive-through. He's an exceptionally unusual goat. But really cool.
He's adorable.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're so friendly and they're so used to people, I'm sure. And
he was bottle fed. He lived in the house with us for maybe about 2-3 months. And yeah, so he just thinks everybody is wonderful, and there's food literally everywhere, and he has no problems with people at all.
well, it was lovely to meet you, Wilson, and we're going to pop around the other side to get a closer look and meet the sheep.
The sheep. And Jill, you had said before, you name everybody on your farm?
Yeah.
So who do we have here?
All right, we have Zoe, we have Kylie, we have Pandora's over here, we have Esther, we have Finley, we have Ginny, we have Gordy.
Hi guys.
So it's actually in age order as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Hi ladies.
They also look like they're interested in snacks. Everybody likes snacks on the farm.
Shredded wheat is a universal favorite. Pretty much everybody on the farm will eat. Literally everybody on the farm will eat it. Ducks, ponies, everybody. But yeah, sheep are a little different. You can't feed them the same things that you can feed some of the other livestock. Hi guys. But yeah, shredded wheat are completely harmless and low calorie, high fiber. Great for them. They absolutely love pretty much everything. Yeah, and dandelions. They love dandelions. That's their favorite thing. I know. Do you guys want to feed them?
Yes,
They're very patiently waiting, but no, I'm gonna feed Dora. You get lots of food. You're not hurting. Hi, Gordy. Oh, look at you go. There you go, buddy. You're getting braver. Here, Jen. Oh, I'm sorry. Your aunt stole that. Did you want to feed her some too? Pick a sheep, any sheep. Hi. I know you're probably eating for 3, aren't you? Hope so. So I think early May is when we may find out. Oh, buddy, what she's having, because she's fairly wide. But yeah, so these guys will get sheared probably end of March, beginning of April. Once we know the weather's going to stay nice and warm, we have somebody who comes out and she clips them all, and then it just makes it so much easier for them to maintain, keeps them healthier, helps them regulate their body temperature a little bit more. But we always leave a little tiny bit of hair on them because they just look really weird naked. And it still provides a little bit of a buffer for them until we're absolutely sure the weather's going to warm up. But yeah, so this is what they look like after 1 year of growth.
Wow. So Jill, what do you do with their hair when they get sheared? Is it used for anything?
These guys,
could you use it for anything?
Most sheep you probably could. These are miniature calico sheep, so their wool isn't really the same quality that you would use for anything else, and it is the multicolor like that, so it makes it a little bit harder. So for us, what we actually do is we take their wool, and when the horses start shedding, we put it in a bin and we put it out, and we let the birds and the wildlife have at it. And so we have the wildlife around here, they have amazing nests, super warm. They've got feathers and hair and all sorts of stuff in their nests. So we repurpose it that way, even if we can't use it for anything that we do.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart.
So they're all the same type of sheep and they have that variety of color?
Pandora, the brown one there, she is actually black, but she's sun faded out to brown. She is a baby doll sheep.
Okay.
And so Ginny and Gordy are her twins from last year, so they are half baby doll, half miniature calico.
Okay.
But yeah, we kind of thought with all the fun colors, if we bred them together, we might get something really neat, and we got one brown one and one white one. So if you mix them together, you get cool colors, just not at the same time apparently.
Yeah. They are lovely. So again, so friendly and
ridiculously
ready
friendly.
for a snack.
Esther here, when she was little, if you came in here, you'd bring a chair and she'd climb into your lap and she'd put her head on your shoulder and you just rub her cheek and she'd sleep on you.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really good. Well, if you quit. Okay, well, you find them. You're fine. I'll give you something to do. Ready? There. All right, so this is Teddy. Teddy is one of our other male goats. He was also a bottle baby. When Teddy came to us, he had problems with his legs, and so we managed to build him some braces and get him sorted out, so he is more than fine now. But yeah, he tends to get in a little bit more trouble. Different trouble. We'll go with different trouble than Wilson. But yeah, like I was saying, if you set some equipment up for him, he will always use it a completely different way than what you had intended it to be used. But he has an amazing ability to do the most incredible stunts. He's very acrobatic, and he will jump off of like that little play structure, and he will jump like 3-4 feet in the air, happy as a clam, legs spread all over the place, land perfectly, and then yell at you because he wants food.
He knows what he wants. You're just having a fun time, aren't you?
He's very much fun. Do you have snacks? You're more than welcome to feed him.
Here, I can get some snacks for you.
Hi, buddy.
Here.
I don't have them. Go get her.
There. And what kind of goat is Teddy? He looks a little bit different than Wilson.
Wilson, who's running across the back there going, I know there's snacks. Teddy is a Nigerian crossed with something else. He is very much a rescue, so I don't know entirely what he is. He is a pygmy goat still. He's small. So I think he's Nigerian dwarf is what I was told. They told me something else, but I don't know how reliable that source was. He needed somewhere to go that was going to help him, so we took him in, and breed isn't important. We're just glad he stayed kind of small, and he's fun.
He looks like he's doing great and
Exceptionally.
yeah.
Yeah, when you take in a rescue, sometimes you just hope for the best, and sometimes it doesn't always pan out. But he's just flourished, which is awesome. So yeah, no complaints. Yeah, he's doing quite well.
They're all good.
Yeah, he's 2 this year. I know.
He's got quite the set of horns on him too.
He does. Yeah, we're very lucky. He doesn't really use them on us, which is nice. He will sort of push the other goats around, and he will definitely push Parker around. But I think because he was also raised in the house, bottle baby, all of that, we'd like to say he has a little bit more respect for us. I'm not sure that that's true. Maybe we've just been very lucky. But he definitely knows where food comes from. So he maintains himself for that, don't you? You pretend. You allow us to pretend that you're good. Do you want? I know. Okay.
I am good.
Do you want some more? Okay, come here. You had to squish your face through. I come to you, right?
Oh, he's adorable.
There you go, buddy. Yeah.
So we've moved over to a very vocal pen here. Who do we have inside of the pen?
These are our ducks. Some of them have names, some of them don't. Some of them look very much the same, so it's impossible to name them. But these are just a variety of different ducks. We have Ruins, we have Muscovies, we have an Indian runner somewhere. Oh, there she is. We have crested ducks, so the white ones with the big hair. And then some brown ducks, I don't even know what they are. But yeah, they normally underneath here there are 2 swimming pools. So when the weather is not this, they have fresh water all the time. They have their pools. They absolutely love water. Everything needs to be messy and dirty and wet. That's their favorite thing. But yeah, they just sort of hang out. They love bad weather. The rest of us will all be inside. The horses will be locked up. Everybody's else blankets on in the house, nice and warm. And these guys are out here just reveling in bad weather. Biggest storms of the year. These things are out here. They're ridiculous.
Okay.
But they're fun.
And how have you come to have this variety of ducks? Where do they come from?
Some of them we hatched. I bought eggs last year thinking it'd be really cool to hatch some ducklings for the farm. Hatch went really, really well. Surprise! So we have extra ducks. Some of them we've purchased as ducklings, like the crested ones, just because they're ridiculously cool. And I really wanted to have some. Some of them have just come to us. We don't publicly say that we're taking animals, but certainly if there isn't an alternative, we'll do our best to either bring it here or find somewhere else for it to go. And that's happened a couple of times, and everybody's pretty happy. As long as we have space and we can do it, then they can come here and hang out, and they have a pretty good life. They don't have to do anything hard.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Here you go, guys.
Oh, snack time here too.
Yeah, they love peas. Really, really good for them. So in the summer when they have their pools, we'll bring out lettuce, which is great. They love lettuce. And we'll throw peas in their pool and they go diving for the peas, which is really fun to watch. We'll just stand here and spray them with the hose, and they just stand there and they waddle their feet and they stomp their legs and flap their wings, and they just love to get sprayed with the hose. Hi, I see you.
I feel like there's never a dull moment, is there?
No. They keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
They're a great early warning system too. We don't tend to lock them up at night. So if there is something going on the farm, if we hear them, we usually know we need to come outside and check.
Okay.
So whether one of the horses has gotten out, or the neighbor's dog is loose, or predators are around, they always let us know.
Can any of these ducks fly? Like they're not closed in on the top, so
They
there's no
could
worry
fly.
of them getting out.
They need a larger area to be able to take off.
Okay.
There have been occasions where the wind has been just right, and if they stand there and they put their wings out and they flap a little bit, there have been a few that have left, but they don't go very far. They literally just wander around until you come and open the gate and let them back in.
Okay.
And the reason I don't clip their wings, if something were ever to happen, or a predator were to come, I want them to be able to get away. So I would rather have them have their wings and leave if they needed to, but they always know they're here. We have a pond out back. They don't know that. I'm not going to tell them that, but if we ever did happen to have a duck disappear, I'm pretty sure that's where they would end up going. So easy enough to get them home. And what's kind of funny is it's the girls who are eating out of your hand, not the boys. Usually it's the male ducks who are a little more food motivated, a little braver, but not you ladies. Oh, that black and white one, that's Bob. Yeah, Bob has a twin. I can't tell them apart, so they're both named Bob and they're both girls. Oops.
So Jill, here I think we have what would be the more famous part of Touchstone Farms, your horses.
Yep.
And who do we have? How many horses do you have?
In here we have Mocha, Kisses, Twiggy, Missy, our newest guy Newton, Dallas and Ellie, and Peaches is at the back. And Pearl is waiting in the barn for the farrier to come because she's hard to catch and we don't want to chase her.
And what is a farrier?
He's going to come and he's going to trim their feet, give them a pedicure so that their feet are in good shape, keeps all their joints working properly, reduces the stress on them, keeps them in good health. So without good feet, you don't have a horse. It's important. So he comes out usually every 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes in the winter he pushes a little bit longer. Their feet tend to slow down a little bit. They don't grow as quickly. And it's better to give them a little bit more traction in the winter. But he's due to come out today, so he's gonna have to stand out here and do all of the horses in the cold.
Spa day for the horses.
Do the horses cooperate with the pedicure for the most part?
Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the horses are really good. It's because most of the horses are rescues as well. They have histories and backgrounds that we aren't always aware of. So that's why Pearl is locked up, because she tends to be a bit more of a challenge. It usually takes 2 or 3 of us. She is getting better, but she was relatively unhandled once we initially got her, and so it's just taken her a long time to sort of just relax into it. We've had her for 2 years, and she's just now really sort of starting to settle, which is awesome. It's about time. And then we have horses like Newton, the little guy over there, and he lived in a field with sheep. He came with barbed wire tangled up in his tail. His feet were horrifically overgrown. And I can't even hazard a guess as to how long it had been since he'd had his feet trimmed. And he's just a little nervous about things. And our farrier came out and Trent got right to work on his feet, just took his time, was really slow and gentle. And Newton was awesome. He was really, really good. It just depends on the horse. So most of them are really good for it. Some of them, they get a little sassy because they're tiny and they can, but again, they're tiny, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not hard to control them. They weigh anywhere from about 150-ish to about 250 pounds for the minis. So yeah, we train them and we work with them, but it's not usually too difficult. We're pretty good. They're used to it by now. We've had the same farrier for like 4.5 years, so they know him.
Are we able to go inside and meet the horses close up, and you can show us kind of how it is that you care for them and the things that you do?
Absolutely, yeah. You guys can come on in and come and meet this crew for sure.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the minis. This is Mocha. Mocha is, I think, probably our hairiest mini. I don't know, Newton might be giving you a run for your money. But she kind of just looks like a mini yak. And in the spring, when she starts to shed, she sheds her whole body, but then from her knees down, they stay fuzzy, so it looks like she's wearing leg warmers well into the spring. It's ridiculously cute. But yeah, so she's turning 10 this year. We've had her for 6.5 years now. She is actually one of the first residents on the farm, equine residents that is. Her and her sister Kisses, they came from the same place. And they were the first ones on the farm, and then 2 of our big horses came, and everybody else has come after that. We always have 4 rules with our horses, and we list them off as they go. And the last one is always we don't stand right behind the horses. And it's not because they're violent or they will kick you or anything like that. Some horses, you do have to be aware of that, but for these guys, they literally can't see. They can't see directly in front, and they can't see directly behind. These guys are really, really good. They have a very relaxed life. They don't do anything too hard, nothing too strenuous. They get to relax, and they're happy, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
This is Dallas. Dallas is going to be 17 this year. Oh my gosh. Hi, buddy. And he does beginner lessons with us. He is a phenomenal EAL horse. He is so kind and so patient and so gentle and so tolerant. We are just so in love with him. He's such a good boy. He does dress up like a unicorn or a cowboy or pretty much whatever else you want him to do. He's more than happy. He adores kids, and he's such a good boy for them. So we use him a lot of the time for EAL sessions where we deal with children who have ADHD or autism, because he is literally so patient. Nothing phases him. And we've worked with him. We've got him used to a whole bunch of different things. I know. Hi, sweets. But he's just so calm and so quiet. Literally nothing phases him. He's phenomenal. In terms of care for these guys, because you guys were asking as well. So these guys get fed twice a day, morning and night. These guys themselves are just on hay. When we need to supplement with an actual feed, we will give them actual feed, but they've done really well on the hay. We just feed them a lot, and it sort of takes them a while to sort of pick through it. They get their feet done. The vet comes out. Vet's due to come out in the next couple of weeks, and they get their shots. They get their teeth checked and all that good stuff. Daily maintenance sort of a thing. Like, you always want to make sure you watch their behavior. You make sure nobody's losing weight. You make sure everybody's sound on all their feet. They're not sore or anything like that. But they're usually pretty good. So this is Mr. Newton. He's working on being a little more social. He's very wary of new things. He's the one who lived out in a field with sheep. He doesn't always know how to be a horse. He is relearning a lot of it. He's pretty cool. Plus his long hair when he runs makes him look ridiculously cute. But yeah, he's a sweetheart. He has a really good personality. We're just working on bringing it out with him a little bit more. Hi, Twiggy. This is Twiggy. Twiggy is one of the few horses. So Twiggy, Dallas, and Ellie are not rescues, and they've never been at risk. Twiggy came to us when she was 6 months old. I got her as a birthday present when we first moved to the farm. She has never known a day of hardship her entire life, and she's quite pleased to tell you that. She's a little bit spoiled, but she's still got really good manners and everything like that. It's a really big deal for us, but she finds creative ways to get in trouble. She's really good with kids too. Really, she loves babies, strollers, babies and carriers. She'll stick her nose right in there and just breathe on them, and they'll pet her, and she's really, really good. And she just came that way. We didn't really have to do a whole lot for her. She's just grown up in this lifestyle and no problems at all. Yeah, so this is Missy. Missy's going to be 18 this year. Yep. It's not the best angle there, Moo. She's definitely a miniature. She came from a rough start as well. But she just has the best attitude. She's such a good girl. I think she's probably our most expensive mini, isn't she? It's in terms of surprise medical costs. Oh. She hurt her eye. She got kicked in the eye, and the vet came out. Hey, Dallas. And she goes, well, you can either do drops every 2 hours around the clock for the next 6 weeks, or you can have her eye removed. Oh. And she goes, it's going to be like $600 versus $800. So you'll notice Missy has 2 eyes. Well, you can't tell because you were there, but Missy has 2 eyes. She can still see. She has a little bit of a scar on the one. Everything worked out fine. And she's worth it.
So what's the oldest horse that you have here?
Ooh. Yeah, London, one of our bigger horses, is turning 25 in June. But our second oldest is Peaches, 24 this year. So mini horses can live to be 30, 35 with really, really good care. Some of them can live a little bit older than that. Peaches was a broodmare her entire life. And then she came here, and now she does nothing except eat and be loved, and she just is enjoying her retirement. So like I said, no expectations. She's just here and she's happy, and that's all she needs to be. This baboon here is Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Ellie is going to be 16 this year. She is a Welsh pony. We have had her now for about 1.5 years. We just got her going again last year. And so she does some of our beginner lessons and things like that, and she's coming along really, really well. She has taken to little kids riding her like a pro. We had a friend come out who was training her initially for us, and she'd give her attitude, which was fun to watch, but then you put a little kid on her and she just walks like they are made of glass. It's awesome. She's a really good girl. And then the one we have over here, I'll see if I can wrangle her over. What, now you're all coming? Thanks, guys. They're concerned that there's going to be snacks and they're not involved. This horse here, this is Kisses, and this is the one when we have little kids who want unicorns. This is, oh, thank you, Kisses. Nice to see you too. She's the one that we use. She is one of our first rescues. Her and Mocha came, they were the first ones here on the farm. I mean, I can't say enough good things about her. She is phenomenal. She gives us adults a little bit of a hard time because she knows she can. But you put little tiny kids in front of her and she just melts. She absolutely adores little kids. She'll nuzzle right up to them. She's done a little bit of work with autistic children, nonverbal especially, and she gets them. And it's not something I can teach. You'll find horses who just have that ability, and her and Dallas especially are just fabulous for that type of stuff. They just get it. So when we do the equine assisted learning out here, and we have clients who come out, we usually will introduce them, especially if they don't have any experience. We usually introduce them to Kisses first because she's little, she's white, she's fluffy. It's pretty hard to be scared by that. And she gets it. So she just backs off and waits until she thinks she should go and approach them. Same with Dallas. He's just a little bit taller. But yeah, unicorns, Kisses makes a wonderful unicorn. We've done the Princess Tea Party in Woodstock a few times, and they stand outside with their unicorn costumes on and have pictures taken with them. She's done therapy work with us everywhere we've gone. We've gone to Easter Seals camps, retirement homes, all sorts of stuff. And she's game for literally anything. Woodstock Parade, the Thamesford Parade, the Norwich Parade. She walks proud as a peacock in those parades. Oh, it's so cute. She puts her outfit on and we light them up for the night parades, and she prances. She absolutely loves it. She like neighs at the kids and they get to pet her along the route, and she just thrives on it. So.
This is Dallas, and today we're going to show you how to put a halter on so we can lead them around. So what you're going to do first is you're going to want to grab a halter that's going to fit them nice, so it's not too loose or not too tight, otherwise it's not going to fit. If it's too loose, it'll fall off. So what we want to do first is there's a nice little hole, and we want to stick his nose through, and then we're going to slip the top over his ears. He's super fuzzy, so it gets a little hard sometimes. And then we've got a little strap on the bottom here that we're going to want to do up to the side so that he's nice and tucked in, and it's not going to slip over his ears, off his nose, underneath, off the side. He's nice and tucked in.
All right, so we're here in the arena with Brenna and Dallas, and she is going to show us how to properly lead a horse.
So first what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to grab our lead rope so we don't have any dragging on the ground so that our horse doesn't step on it. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to come over here and we're going to put our right hand nice and close to the horse's face so that we can steer them better. He's itchy. Dallas is going to have a quick itch break. And then with the rest of our lead rope, you want to put it in the other hand so that you have all your extra stuff and your horse isn't going to step on it. But you never ever wrap it around your hand in case you need to let go very quickly, and then you're gonna get stuck, and that's not fun either. And then if you want to take him for a walk, you're just gonna take a couple steps forward and then turn, and he's just gonna follow you like a nice big dog.
All right.
Just like a big puppy.
That's the first time I've ever done that.
Well, now you can check it off. Say that you've done it.
You're a good boy. All right, so what are we gonna do next?
So I'm going to teach you guys how to do a basic grooming on Dallas. He's really hairy, so I apologize for the shedding in advance. So we start with a curry comb. And this one we use on all of the muscly, meaty parts on a horse. So neck, not right across the top of their back, but on their sides, on their haunches, their shoulders, you can use this. We don't use it on their belly because they're a little bit ticklish and a little bit sensitive, and this, if not used entirely properly, can cause them to be a little bit more sensitive to it. You don't particularly care, but we're going to teach right things. So you put it on your hand like that, and then you just brush it. Hi, buddy. Brush it in circles. and that goes straight down to their skin, so that helps get the any of the dander and the dirt and the dust off of their skin and up through their hair. And we just sort of do that all over his body. A little bit crunchy for the ice, thanks buddy. And that's step one. Do you guys want to give it a shot?
Sure.
Most of the time, horses absolutely love, yeah, you can press hard, you're not going to hurt them. They love being groomed. A lot of them will sort of just stand here and sort of lower their heads, their eyes will get low, and they'll almost just fall asleep. Right? It's like a giant massage, isn't it, buddy? Yeah, and as they start shedding, literally like you take one swipe with a brush and then go, and have to clean it off. But they absolutely love it. We have a shedding blade is what it's called. And it looks terrifying, but it's not. And you just run that down their bodies and literally just the hair just flies off of that. But they love it. I did it last spring and they literally lined up single file waiting their turn to get brushed. It was really, really cute. So we use the curry comb and then we're going to use our hard brush. And this is sort of the same areas as the curry comb, pardon me. And you can use it on sort of like on their belly a little bit, just not too hard if they have a lot of dirt. But it's the same idea. You just brush down, sharp brushes, and just flick it away from the horse. Same thing, you always start up at the head and then work the way towards the bum. But this is a little bit harder, so it gets a little bit more of that dirt out. And yeah, so that's step two. And then we have our soft brush, and it's just again a little bit softer. You can use this absolutely everywhere. We use it on their faces. Hi buddy, try not to brush their eyeballs. Dallas is really good, he'll just close his eyes for us. Yeah, but we don't want to do that. But yeah, this can be used absolutely anywhere. Back, belly, legs, all of it. But it's also a really good time whenever we're brushing them to just sort of make sure there's no bumps, bruises, no soreness, things that you miss, things like that. It's a really good opportunity to sort of just go over them and do an overall body check, make sure nobody's skinny, everybody's eating enough. Yeah, so when we do eventually get to the point where you're going to ride a horse, you always want to make sure that wherever your saddle is sitting, wherever your tack is going to be sitting, that there is nothing between their skin. Because it's like having a rock in your shoe or something like that. So if you put a saddle pad on and you put that girth on, it goes underneath their belly. So you want to really make sure that those areas where anything is going to be contacting him is nice and clean. Some horses tend to be a little bit more sensitive to things like that. And if there was a pinch somewhere on them, they would react less than favorably to having a rider sit on them. These guys are all really, really good. They're super duper patient. So them don't fall asleep, buddy. So them letting us know is sort of just like a mild irritant to them. They'll stomp their footer a little bit, but some horses do a little bit more than that. But not you. No, you're a good man. So now his body would be completely clean. Before we do anything with a horse, we always want to make sure that their feet are cleaned out. Because that is very much, you want to do it? Sure. It is very much like running around with a rock in your shoe.
All right, so what we're gonna do now is clean out Dallas's feet. So our first step is we're gonna wanna run our hand along the back of his leg and a little bit to the inside, and he'll pick it up nice for us. And then next, we're gonna take our hoof pick and we're gonna take the metal part and we're gonna dig in on the sides just a little bit to clean out some of the mess that he has in his feet. Get that nice and clean and then give it a quick little brush to make sure that everything else is out. We do this to make sure that they don't have any rocks in their feet or anything else that could hurt them. And then if you look right here, there's a big triangle. And this is called the frog, like the animal. And this is the only part on a horse's foot that they can actually feel. So this is just like your fingernails or your toenails. But this part, it's a little bit squishy, not too squishy, and it's the only part that they actually have feeling. So we want to make sure that we don't hit it really hard because it could hurt them. But we can tap this stuff all we want. But this stuff we don't want to tap because that's going to hurt.
Yep.
So start at the top and then go all the way down into the inside a little bit and then give it a little squeeze.
Lift.
And pull. There you go.
All right.
Good boy.
You're being such a good boy.
He says, I will take that treat. I know. apples and carrots are among their favorite things. Carrots are better for them than apples. Apples are just a lot of sugar, but carrots are pretty good. They love them in the summer when they come fresh out of the fridge. Oh, buddy. So horses can't see the exact end of their nose. So they use their lips like fingertips. So that's why he misses. Oh, there you go, buddy. So graceful. You got it? There you go. So these are our big girls. So this big black one here, this is Marley. Hey, Mar. And then we have London. And then we have Cisco, and Kaya's kind of off in the background there. With the exception of Kaya over there, these guys are all sort of rescues, needed a soft landing kind of a thing. Marley used to be a really fast racehorse, and then Marley just sort of ended up in the wrong place, and she needed to be rescued, and so a rescue got a hold of her and rehabbed her, and then we bought her. And she was supposed to be my riding horse, but she's just fabulous for everything. She's so calm and so quiet, which is not typical of a thoroughbred at all. And she is like the complete antithesis to what you would think. She's so calm and so quiet, and she's got such a good brain. She is not reactive to pretty much anything. So she's wonderful. Cisco is a ham. We've been lucky enough to learn all of Cisco's history, like from when she was conceived to when she was born, and where she's been on every step of the way in her journey, which is really unusual but really cool. She's Brenna's show horse, one of Brenna's show horses. She gets into trouble a lot, but she's cute. We do use her for EAL, and we do use her for riding lessons when we do them, but more for the advanced, because she does tend to be a little bit more reactive. And so if you're not familiar with horses, and she kind of takes a second look at something and you're not prepared for it, it can be a little startling for us too.
So Jill, can you tell us a little bit more about EAL, what it is? Sure. And what do you do?
EAL is equine assisted learning. So we use the horses as a tool. So when we have a client out, we ask questions and we try and design exercises to sort of get somebody to be able to, usually to sort of come to a conclusion that they kind of, a lot of the time they already know, but maybe they don't really realize it. Everybody sort of has answers, and it's just a matter of being able to get them to come to those conclusions themselves. Horses are amazing readers of body language. They can sense your heartbeat, they can sense your respiration rate, they can sense all of those things, and they react to that naturally. Certain horses are better at it than others, for sure, and certain horses just generally niche better with other people. It's a really interesting process. Sometimes I kind of anticipate this is how that's going to go, and then there's been other times where I'm just sort of like, oh, cool, didn't see that coming, but awesome. But yeah, so sometimes depending on the exercise that we're doing or purpose of the exercise, we will pick certain horses to use for certain exercises. They all have their strengths. Or sometimes it's more fun to sort of just pick a horse because we know that they're going to provide a challenge, and do it that way. Cisco, looking at you. A lot of people are just drawn to animals, and they provide such a completely honest and unbiased feedback. You don't get that with anyone else. These guys literally do not care. You can show up here in like pajamas or an evening gown. They don't care. They judge a person on who a person is, not on anything else, which is a really hard thing to find pretty much anywhere else.
Yes, they're very friendly.
Yeah, there's a little too much sometimes. They can kind of get in your space. But yeah, we are able to do ground exercises. We are able to do mounted exercises where they sit on the horse and do things. And it's really interesting to see the horse's feedback to different people and different situations. But it's always 100% genuine, which is really, really cool. We've had clients come out who literally have zero horse experience whatsoever, so we give them the basics. They just bond to a specific horse, and it's very clear when that happens. Very clear when that happens.
In the EAL, is it with children? Do you use the littler horses for that, or adults?
Depends. We can use anybody with anything. Doesn't matter. Again, the horses are horses. They don't particularly care. Usually I find that people who don't have horse experience are intimidated by these guys. So we tend to use the smaller ones if that's the case. Then we have some little kids who come out who have zero fear whatsoever, and they're like, nope, I want the big horses. So it's a personal preference. We aren't specific. We do usually tend to start with the smaller ones just so that we establish a baseline ahead of time. But it's open for whatever somebody wants. Certainly if there's a safety issue that I'm concerned about, then I will speak my mind. But other than that, it's whoever they bond with.
That's wonderful. And then you're, of course, very close by for safety and guidelines and everything, and helping out with everything. And
I'm the one who's certified.
Perfect.
Right now, Brenna's taking the course in the summer, so Brenna will be 18 and certified this summer.
Wonderful.
We are insured.
Fabulous.
It's important.
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
family, and it protects us and it protects them. Safety's really important to me. I've been around a lot of barns. Sometimes some of the barns when I was growing up weren't as safe as they needed to be. And I treat it the same. If it were my kid going somewhere to do something, how would I want my kid to feel? How would I want less situations my kid would be put into? And so I treat every kid as if they were my own. So safety is ridiculously important to me. And I know also on the flip side how badly these guys would feel if something happened.
Yes. Yeah, they seem very intuitive, and that's a great match for
Incredibly
a therapy type of program in the EAL. It's phenomenal. It's been so interesting learning about it.
I see. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the horses are like people. They have their own history and their own strengths and weaknesses and their own backstory. So the more we are able to learn about them, the more we kind of know where they're coming from, and so we can sort of help them out as well. Yeah, so these are just some of our little guys. They live in the house right now. It's too cold to be outside.
So you have ducklings, chicks. You mentioned hedgehogs, guinea pigs.
Yep.
Timbit the chicken.
Timbit the chicken.
Who else do you have? The little critters.
We've some bunnies. So we're doing. One of our photographer friends is doing Easter photos. Don't eat my shirt. So we're taking some of our little critters with us to that. Riley is literally like the world's softest bunny. She's super soft, ridiculously friendly. So she's going to go and do that. And some of the little guys. I don't think we're taking ducks to the to the photo shoot. They're a little harder to wrangle. They tend to poop on everything and then walk away. So chicks are fine. Ducks are messy, but you're cute.
They are adorable. It has been so wonderful just meeting you and your family and all of your animals, just learning about what you do here at Touchstone Farm.
So how can people find you, Jill?
We do have a Facebook page. It's Touchstone Farm. We are on Instagram, and there is a website, so it's touchstonefarm.ca. Emails, touchstonefarm@hotmail.com. All pretty basic, but we're definitely out there. If you Google search us, we come up. Great.
You bring the party to the people.
We are doing some of that. Yeah, we're trying to focus here on home with COVID regulations. It's safer to be here at home, and we know we can host events here. But yeah, so paint nights, the EAL sessions, riding lessons. Brennan's going to be looking into doing some summer camps this summer, different things like that. Yeah, a whole bunch of really cool different things. And yeah, if we can hook up with some other businesses and offer them some cool and unique opportunities, I'm all for it. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
We're here anyway, so.
So definitely stay tuned to see what Touchstone Farm has coming up.
Here, look at the camera. There you go. That's better.
So yeah, thank you so much for allowing us to come out and learn some stuff about the animals and meet all of your gang. We're excited to see what you have coming up this summer as well.
Oh, well, thanks very much for coming out and taking the time to spend it with us.
And thank you so much for joining us for another Try This. We'll see you next time. Bye.